Joining us now is former NPRI President Andy Matthews, now a Republican congressional candidate for District 3, the seat being vacated by Joe Heck in his run for the Senate. And welcome to Reno's Morning News, Andy.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. Pleasure to be here.
Right.
Andy, first off, let's start with the fact that we're Northern Nevada. This is, I think it's Congressional District 3 that you're running for down south. Why is it important to people in the North that...
Yeah, why is this race in the South important to those of us in the North?
Yeah, well, two reasons, of course. First of all members of Congress cast votes that impact all Americans. And so, unfortunately, I'd like to be able to tell you what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but in this case, that's not going to be the case. The votes that all members of Congress cast have an impact on the entire country. So that's number one. Number two, I think that the primary election in this race is really a battle for the soul of the Republican Party. You've got a liberal state senator, Michael Roberson, who's running in this race. He's got a record of tax increases, of increasing government spending. And you've got someone like myself for the last several years in my position at NPRI has been fighting for lower taxes and fewer regulations and reining in government spending. So I think anybody who's interested in the fight for liberty, the fight for limited government, this is a race to get involved in. My website is Matthews4Nevada.com. 4 spelled out, 2 T's in Matthews, Matthews4Nevada.com. And this is really a chance to begin the important process of fighting to restore America's founding principles.
So what prompted you to run rather than get a group up, as well for somebody else, put somebody else out there?
Well, I've always said that I'm going to do whatever I believe I can best do to advance the cause I believe in and to fight for my principles. And I look at what's happening in Washington, and I see this as somebody who studies state policy, tries to help implement positive pro-growth state policies, and I see how difficult Washington, D.C., and the burdens that's being placed on the states by Washington makes that difficult. The federal government taxes too much, it spends too much, it regulates too much, it spends too much time trying to run our lives, and we need to elect leaders to Congress who are committed to fighting back against that assault on our freedoms. So it's a very difficult decision to walk away from NPRI. I enjoyed my time there more than I could possibly explain, but I'm really embracing this challenge, looking forward to the opportunity to continue to fight for my values and my principles on this new front.
There's so much that came out of the last legislative session. We've talked about it from your position at NPRI, but, when you look about the entire country, what we're going through, what do you think are going to be the main principles that you're running on?
Well, I think restoring the federal government to its proper role is going to be the overarching theme in my campaign, and I think it's going to be the biggest difference between myself and my opponent in this race. Like I said, lower taxes, increased freedom, reducing federal spending, reducing the regulatory burden. The Obama administration has implemented 184 new major rules, major regulations during just the first 6 years of his presidency. That's more than twice the number of his predecessors during that same time period. And so I hear from so many business owners who say, I'd love to expand my business. I'd love to hire more people. I'd love to create new jobs. I can't do it because the government is in my way. And increasingly, it's not just the government in Carson City. It's the government in Washington as well. And that's what I'm going to fight to do something about and to unleash the power of the private sector to create opportunity, to create economic prosperity, to create jobs. Job creation isn't accomplished by taxing and spending more. It's accomplished by freeing up our job creators, our entrepreneurs, our individuals to do what they need to do, what they do best to get our economy going.
Oh, man, I wish I lived in Las Vegas so I could vote for you.
There are a lot of other of us here who wish you lived in Las Vegas, too, but that's a different story.
Andy, once again, I know we all have people that we know in Southern Nevada. We all have, friends with businesses and things like that. We can get the word of mouth out. What is that website, again, to help support the campaign?
Yeah, thank you. It's Matthews4Nevada.com, and that's Matthews with 2 T's, MATTHEWS, 4FOR, Nevada. I won't spell that one. Everyone knows how to do that. .com. MatthewsForNevada.com. People can find out how to get updates on my campaign, find out how to get further involved. They can make a contribution at the website, which of course would be greatly appreciated. This is going to be a fight. It's going to be a very spirited primary. I'm looking forward to the debate. I hope people will get involved.
Oh, yeah, because we know who's going to be supporting Roberson. So,
yeah, I figure if you can't spell Nevada, you probably don't deserve to vote.
Andy, thank you for all that you've done in the past for NPRI and keeping those policies for Nevada going. So we appreciate it.
Well, thank you guys for being a powerful voice for freedom, and thank you so much for having me on the program this morning.
Thanks for joining us.